One's commitment to French, one's commitment to Quebec should not be called into question in virtue of one's wanting to see how this law affects the pluralist society that we cherish and its constitutional order.
Public hearings on Bill 96, the province's reform on its French language laws, organized by the Quebec Community Groups Network, continued Tuesday. McGill University's Dean of Law, Robert Leckey, raised questions about the constitutionality of certain amendments and concerns about the chosen means for French language protection.
In a broad, sort of vast, preemptive way, I think we're essentially getting a signal that there's no place for human rights to get in the way of the majoritarian will of the elected members of the National Assembly. And so I think that's deeply, deeply troubling.
Naku, director of the Native Women's Shelter of Montreal, spoke on the possible consequences of Bill 96 on Indigenous communities and says there needs to be more understanding for the most vulnerable.
Now, in terms of Bill 96 and forcing us to not access services in the language that we are forced to speak is going to be incredibly difficult if the government doesn't acknowledge our struggles and try to support us in the language that we're comfortable speaking in. That what will happen is that people will die. And I know that sounds really grave, but it is exactly the truth.
The Quebec National Assembly hearings on Bill 96 are slated to begin next week.